And we will only be able to do this if there is a strong bond of love between the children and the parents. And because there is no bond of love that sticks the two of them together. So for as long as the child is in need of the parent, you will see that child in the masjid with the father. And once the child becomes independent, the child is able to look after himself or herself, then you will see that the child has separated from the father. The majority of the times you will see the child alone or with other friends. So what we need to do is we need to build a bond. I remember that my father, rahimahullah ta'ala, he was very particular in regard to deen. But he was very loving as well. Very particular in regard to deen, but very loving. So I remember that after the Maghrib Salat, my father would remain in the masjid and he would perform Salatul Awwabin. And in India the times don't fluctuate in summer and winter. So Maghrib is roughly around 6:30. So throughout the year this was his ma'mul, that after the Maghrib Salat he would remain behind, perform his Awwabin, and he would return home. Normally people in the villages eat between Maghrib and Isha. He would return home for food after completing his Awwabin. So he would return home, he would have his food, and we would hear the azan of Isha Salah. So majority of the people, in fact all of them, immediately after Maghrib would go for food. My father would remain. And I always used to remain with him. He used to show a lot of love, so I used to remain behind and perform. Whatever I used to see him do, I was doing. At the age of 10, my father came to the UK. When I was 9, my father came to the UK. And the day my father left for UK, after Maghrib Salat, people got worried about me because I didn't reach home. I was 9 years old. It was night time, village. So people went to look for me at my auntie's house, at my uncle's house, at my grandmother's house. But I was nowhere. So they were worried. And as per the usual practice, I arrived home. And that is when I learned that everybody was concerned and worried about me, that where is Saleem gone? But because I had spent the past a few years with my father in a routine, so that had become a routine for me. So everybody left the masjid. There was no electricity in the villages during those times. Everybody left the masjid and I was in the masjid and I knew how many rakats to perform after Maghrib Salat. 2 rakat sunnah, 2 rakat nafal, and 6 rakat awwabin. And after that dua, at the age of 9. And then when I arrived here, I was missing my father all the time. When I arrived here, even in my teens, when I was 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, those people who saw me during those days, they will be able to picture even now that I used to walk to the masjid with my father, I would return from the masjid with my father. And when I used to come from Darul, when I was 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, I used to go to the masjid with my father, I would return from the masjid with my father. And I benefited greatly from my father.